So our other board member is running a couple of minutes late. I think we could get started with, let's see, maybe get Steve do a fire department update that doesn't require a vote. So it being 6 o'clock on Monday, April 24th, I'll call the Stockbridge meeting to order. And Charlie is on his way in a couple of minutes, so we'll change the order of the meeting a little bit. We'll approve the minutes after he gets here. We'll have citizens speak time after he gets here. We'll have Joe speak to Leonard's appointment to the CBA, and maybe Steve, you could step in the meanwhile.
Well, we said, to do the update now,
Yeah, could you come up to the exit so everyone knows?
I could, if they're having from here.
Yeah, but we were trying. So we have the hybrid session, so we have the camera on the table and the microphone. So anyone who wants to speak, could speak during citizen speak time, or anyone who's speaking on any other matter, would come to the podium.
Update, we got 3 new members coming on. They were here. Maria was on vacation, so tough on the Cory checks. One coming back at the end of the month. And we're doing whole session in June 22nd. We checked all that out, and other than that, we're in pretty good shape on things. We picked one hydrant in Cobb Road, and it's kind of wet in the water, level down to dig out state line, and the one on West Center, 96 West Center. They were plugged with mud. Then we're gonna start doing the testing, and they might even be doing testing downtown. Check the hydrants, much really work. If they get plugged up in the whole water, going up and down. Other than that, it's problem. We didn't need people. The same problem with the ambulance, we're down to 1 person. Trying to hire a person for a month. So, with the shortage of EMT, the people are,
Is that the daytime? Yeah. So we're down to.
yeah.
And where are the other sites for that?
He's been advertising on Facebook and everything else. I think he wants something like $2,600 for a week or 2 weeks or something. It's ridiculous. To put it in the paper. That last time was 2 weeks, was $2,600. Well, money advertising. So we're working on that. Sorry. Other than that, unless I have any questions, Lily, I got no news is good news.
I have a question about hydrants, since you mentioned them.
Yeah,
I know that historically there has been problems with some of these state lines coming in.
Yeah.
The Williamsville area.
state mine and center of the problem one right now. But they're close enough to the road where it's not a problem, as long as you tell everybody about a service, they can just throw what we call a float and a hose, either under the guardrails or we're close enough to filter water. Instead of using a hydrant where it's using a hose on the side.
And everything in the. Williamsville.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Well, the last one never worked, there's no question. So we're working on putting one on East Alfred Road, but we have to test it because I think it's gonna be too much of a lift to get water, but we're gonna test it on. So working on every time you get people to pay for the pipe and do it, but the way that bridge is set up, it's an awful long pole to get water, so we're gonna go hose right over it, straight down, and if we get water, then we'll pursue it more. But think it's an awful hole that's exposed with the flat line. Where in the road, it just goes down and flips around and it's just too far to pull the water.
We started with these two, so we'll go back to the topic of, you know. No.
Is there, grant money for infrastructure repairs related to hydrants? Do you know?
That, I'm not sure for it. I can check into it.
Because I know there's a lot of infrastructure money coming from the feds, right?
Yeah,
Might be
well,
something.
the meeting we're on before we were showing a new building, highway department. I don't know if there's a grant money for hydrants or not. You check around on that one.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it. I'm not saying there isn't. I've never really heard of it.
Yeah, we can focus on that.
The biggest problem with a lot of hydrants on brooks like Cone Hill and stuff, the water up and down, and you got heavy rain like we had a couple of years ago, and so much gravel comes down. It buries them. You know, the best of the dam across from Taker Mill. Those are the two assessments tonight, and Card Lake, always never been a problem. The further one down by the beach doesn't work that well for some.
Probably the back there again.
How could they? We found person in the pump before.
There's a mess up right there.
Yeah, it could be that too. But, you know, the brooks are the biggest problem, same problem with. Or they go dry and they come up and they throw them, I think, what center would it be was. Yeah, still there. They're still there. Yeah, they are. But they make it nice because the water's high enough now, we can just pull the hose in from the road and that's all. So that works pretty good. But they're more protected than anything else right now, so we can't do any work. You know, okay, no problem.
So we'll go back to the top of the meeting, and, I'll ask for a motion to approve, or I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of April 3rd.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the ordinance from April 3rd. Okay.
And we don't need a roll call vote, that's so,
Right.
and me saying what you
However,
and I'm in favor, so minutes from April 3rd, that's approved. Next up is citizens speak time. So just to remind you all, because we've been so sporadic about meeting in person, we've asked people who want to speak to raise their hand, be recognized, state their name, where they live, come to the podium. We're limiting our speech for 2 minutes. And it's not really a time for discussion back and forth between the speaker and the audience. It's the opportunity for the person who's at the podium to be okay to make that point. So, that said, is there anyone who'd like to say anything? Peter?
My board is really, I've been organizing the town cleanup for the last 32 years. It's like to acknowledge at least 33 people, maybe 34, who showed up on the Saturday morning to clean up our town.
Hey, Peter, I left my bag at the bottom of the hill for Great Barrington to pick up.
It is, it's just at my height, so you could probably lift it up.
Trevor did need one.
Yeah.
So I want to just, Kurt Williams, 24 Moscow Road resident. I want to share with the board, I'm a parking guru. I want to share with the board a very successful controlled parking 101. There was a pretty large bike rally last Saturday, about I forget what the organization was, but I want to show you how exciting this is. These are pictures of 127 cars controlled with parking attendants and showing people where to go. This is the shepherd of the sheep. And there's 127 cars parked behind the school zone this weekend, and nobody knew they were there. So this is what I want to show you folks. So for future overflows of events, no matter where they are, this is a textbook parking 101. That's it. So usually I'm up here complaining about the parking and all over the place. So this bike rally, whoever organized it, it's pretty amazing job. So how they did it, they had maps and people and literature. So when you approach the parking lot, there were 3 or 4 parking attendants, usually kids with vests on. And they were physically stopping the cars and lining them up. It's just like when you go to Penguin. So just for future reference, that's welcome. So when we see this type of thing, organizations coming in, well, that's anti. We just want to make sure that the parking is, and that's pretty amazing how they did. I have a video of that to get your nice surround sound of it. And I'll share it with you all. 127 cars that are crazy. You never even knew they were in town. You probably saw a lot of bikes, but you didn't see the vehicle. We should share this with everyone for future reference. Thank you.
Hey, quick question. So this is all of the wastewater treatment plant, and this is a staging area there.
Staging area, checking area.
So we kind of help them more than just providing parking.
It's just communication, but it's just the 30 that did it. And you guys don't get them like a 1-day license for that. It was amazing how we didn't see anybody, no traffic exceeded or beyond this area. Just control, stop, where you going, I'm gonna bike ride, okay. Head down in the park, and no one saw, no neighbors complained, I'm not going, there's no turnaround. Like people in the park, nobody went beyond the area, respecting it, because there was an individual standing there and saying, come on in, head down, so, successful. And I applaud it.
Wait, can I get my question? But you said that one cousin mentioned that we arranged the parking attendants, or did we organize it?
Oh, no, it was 100% organization. Yeah, we organized it. You'll see in the photo, if you have a photo, there's it was easy up down there. And it was labeled, and it said, event organization, check-in administration, and parking. And they did a nice job. Like I said, nobody knew they were here. So it was, and it came all day. You know, that place stopped in 127 cars. Crazy.
Moving on then, Joe, you're going to be standing in for any first?
Yes.
CPA?
I'm just, Joe Roy, 3 Miller Lane, standing in for Randy Spencer, the DPA on the clerk, wearing one of my hats tonight. Nothing like these. But, we'd like the board to, appoint Gunnar Goodmanson to the ZBA as an alternate. We were short one alternate, excuse me, and, we think he'd be a great asset for the ZBA because of his zoning. I've watched Gunnar for years on the planning board, knows his stuff. He did, not run for planning board again because he's retired. You may want to ask him some of this stuff if you want, or he may want to say it himself, but, as a zoning board member, I think he'd be a great asset for West Stockbridge because of his zoning experience. He's an engineer. He resigned from the planning board because he's retired. He's going to be out of town a lot. But the planning board meets on a regular basis, the ZBA doesn't. And, we don't always need an alternate. When we need one, to be a great. So, please go ahead with that. Thank you.
Gunnar, would you like to say anything? Well, there you go.
So as Joe said, I'm well past the retirement age and as a sacrifice to close our own engineering company in the West End and California. like it not to run again. And, Randy reached out and asked if I was general, and told him all about stuff, and so probably a joke, I think they were so well. And, so I'm glad to, I think that, go to town to, this stuff that I can. And, continue, that's all I can say. Thank you.
Any questions? No? Yeah.
Make a motion to appoint Gunnar Kingston as alternate zoning board of appeals member.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And I'm an welcome. Thank you, Donna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to go from the plan, but it is a commitment for sure. Okay, so Steve's given his update. Next up then would be the farmer's market entertainment license. Lily, are you going to speak?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna come in. Hi, I am Lily Davenport. I am the farmer's market manager. Could you get copies of the application? So we have, I think, how many days have we done the music? Year except for during the pandemic. Okay. So it's been about 10 years that we've had music at the market. We generally have, 1 to 2, maybe 3 musicians, and we love to have some more folk music. One of the things I've always, made sure is that, the volume of the music is such that any interaction between customers and our vendors is effective. To really make sure it's like a nice addition to the market, so it's really at a lower level. We do have amplification, so that it does, you can't hear it, but it's a really nice addition to the market.
Any questions? Lily? Very good. Okay, so we have a motion to approve an entertainment license for the farmer's market. Any discussion? All in favor? And I'm an aye. Thank you very much. Next up. It's a video.
My last pick, thank you.
So obviously, you know, I am here, Marjorie Powell, 8 Union Road, for the West Sussex Cultural Council, the King Festival. Here to, resubmit for our entertainment, license for the day of, for August 12th. And with that included would have been with the fireworks. I think that, you know, that was the question the last time we submitted. So I just want to go over that a little bit. So what we have done, we have secured, not committed, Centauri fireworks. What we did is last week on Thursday, we had the state fire marshal, Chief Traver, the fireworks company, Bob and myself, and Gary from, State. We found a location which is on the property which they are allowing us to use. The state marshal gave us the area that we need to be in, to be safe, and adhere to all the state regulations that come along with that. A few things that have changed since we've done fireworks in the past with the City Festival, which, because the terrain has changed up sometimes, and we have sculptures there now as well. So we are going with a lower impact, case, what they call, which there's like a number 2 and number 3. We now have to go with number 2, so it's not, that 2 versus 3, but it reduces the fallout, it reduces the noise, but it's still beautiful. I mean, those still have a nice day. So that is imperative that we secure that, and that we get a go ahead so we could get all the information and all the paperwork from the state marshal to the fireworks company, to the chief, and we then secure that border. And I think I wrote it in, on the sheets that you've gotten. What will happen is at 5 o'clock, the property gets secured because that's when the fireworks company will come to set up. So at that point, the whole perimeter has to be secured. And there has to be a detail down below so nobody can enter the property. We also have to put up some snowbirds in certain areas so that no one can walk on the property. So we've gone over all of that, for safety reasons. And it seems like, it's a go ahead from the state. So now we just need to sign a contract with the fireworks company, and then all of that that chain of events will happen. And the town that listed on the insurance policy, the fireworks company, Turnpike, our space will be listed on the insurance policy. And then normally for the whole festival, for everything that we do, any personal property that we will ask the use of, we also have done in the past, was that the town has gotten a one-day umbrella policy that we included everyone's property, like Berkshire Bank, or anyone that we use, we include them all on that insurance policy. So we have to put that as well when we're asking people to secure their property. And then there are the other thing would be the two major things. I'm not sure some people understand, what goes on with the Bikini Festival. It's a lot of moving parts, but we're getting a little, it's getting a little late now for us not to make commitments in terms of our entertainment. Hence, we have to start paying for things and doing that because we already have lost a few people in terms of, not booking it. So, it's imperative that, we get that moving and we can start receiving donations as well. We already put in local looking for our, local Berkshire vendors to participate. So that will be going on in the next month. That will be, reviewing everyone that's submitting. Every West Stockbridge resident has preference over anyone else if they're a vendor. That means the food vendor as well, so all the restaurants in town get preference before it goes out, to someone else. And then the parking, and I'm glad, Kurt brought that up because Kurt gave me some numbers of how we will utilize parking, what we'll be doing about parking the day of the event. Ordinarily, we would use and we're requesting the use of town hall, out here, Park Farm, the cemetery, and as Kurt just mentioned, behind the baseball, having being able to put 130 cars there. It would be that we would have to have, just like you stated, people organized in terms of parking volunteers, that know what they're doing. And it would be pretty smooth. Most of the people during the day will stay at the festival anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. And what we'll probably do is hire 2 shuttles from the City Bus Company. So we'll be doing, like 2 loops where we have 2 drop-off points in town and a pickup point. So they'll go to the cemetery, they'll go to South Town, they'll come to this, town hall. We'll go everywhere where we're using parking. And we'll also put those flyers out there, put it on social media, tell people also the walking amount, like it's a mile to walk if you want to park and walk, if you want, so that's pretty, explicit, and then we're asking for the 50 spots behind Berkshire Bank. And that would be for vendor parking. So what we've done the last Zucchini Festival we did, which worked really well, was do one side of the street for venues to set up and space it out time-wise. We started 7 in the morning, 10 o'clock is when the festival opens. You line up one side, they get, so we don't have, 40 cars coming in at the same time. You're having them spread out within a 2-hour period. And someone will be organizing just the parking for vendors. I think those are the two big areas, and obviously you could read we're having entertainment. It is amplified, there is dancing in the streets, I've requested the street closures as well. I think we just, in terms of what we will be adding, if there's something booth, if there's something, that's in the works. And we also have to see what our budget is. I've got, Steve Cordieri just gave me, and this is something we were asking the town for. He had just given me his estimate of what the police detail would be. And he's saying it's 9 officers for 12 hours, including the officers for the detail for fireworks, would be $5,600. So that's what we were requesting of the town, to cover. I guess we could talk about that as well. Where that detail will be and, how that's gonna work.
You also need 8 men for 2 hours for the fireworks detail. You mentioned one of the EMTs around the clock.
That we're gonna have the EMT on site too, which the festival will take care of that. To do EMT. Is that part of what the 9 officers?
Everything's 20 hours an hour, but 2 hours for the fireworks detail, the fireworks.
Right, do we have, is that included in there?
No, that's what's supposed,
Okay,
I didn't know you wanted one.
yeah.
Donate any time?
Because there's people doing it for nothing, and for it.
So, yeah, well.
That was only that day, but that was fireworks.
Right, but that, we could probably pick up the cost of the detail for the fireworks. We'll try, we're still fundraising, we're trying to get more, money, and John Biasecki did give us his first test, which he's the first deposit we've made. So, but now with the booth coming in, that's revenue as well that we get for paid for, the entertainment and all the other things. So I think just at this point, we need to really start securing everything, or else we're already probably, a little behind in terms of actually writing the contract.
So Mark, the order that this all happens in, that we committed to previously for the day, but we need a commitment of the entertainment. And so that you can generate the proper, like, we don't have anything to sign off from the department for that, or.
Those cases, I need the license.
You need that from us.
I need that from you.
That can get back.
Exactly. I need the license to know that we have the license to do this. I will someday could even email when we get home. The paperwork will be to us probably within 3 to 4 days. So, and then we could sign a contract for it, and then the insurance, he gets that in motion, everything then gets submitted to us, it gets submitted to you. And the fire marshal submits his paperwork to the fireworks company. They send us everything.
Well, also get approval, or go ahead with the fireworks company, they start permit process.
Right.
It goes to the me, I sign off and make copies, we're talking about his licenses, his insurance, everything else, I'll have copies, what they give a copy to Marie, whoever, but he has to get okay from you, from the process, I don't have a big one. 20 days before we don't have.
Yeah, so we, you know, that, anyone who's proceed with everything is in it. Joe also had gotten, approval from conservation, to do the duck races down the river, so that's in place too. And, you know,
I was just gonna add one more thing. Do I need to get up there for that? Oh, okay. There was a few questions directed in my direction about, do all the businesses in town, are they aware of what's going on? And I can vouch personally for sending out 2 different emails describing in detail all the information we had at the time, letting everybody know what's happening. But it was also to ask them to pitch in and help and donate. And I'd love the minutes to show that all the businesses from the village association, past and new members and present members have been notified about what's going on, what'll be involved. It will be noisy, the town will be congested, but it's being controlled just like all the other Christmas festivals have been. So that's happened, everybody knows about it. And if anybody had any complaints, to let us know, or any concerns, and I don't know about you, but I haven't gotten any.
I haven't heard of anything yet. You know, the only thing I could go by is, you know, previous, things that people had mentioned. And one was, you know, in terms of fireworks, noise for animals, not many people, a few people. But we've never, you know, I think what we've always done is whatever people's concerns were, we tried really hard to try to make those as unintrusive as possible. And just safety is the first thing, making everything safe. But we honestly have never had any huge complaints. I mean, everybody has always enjoyed it and it's always been safe, and we never had anything, you know, major happen. There are a few things that have changed along the way of 10 years in terms of, you know, getting people to, having an inspector, having to, you know, authorize, if we get a rock wall, that is inspected by the game people, they have to be insured, you know, over the past, we've kind of made a lot of our own things, and, you know, that's probably not possible anymore in terms of, you know, lives and things like that. It kind of breaks my heart. It's like one of those things, I mean, look, if we could get some steps and tell us what we could do, a hayride, I heard is acceptable. I don't know if Peter's still here, there we go. I mean, he is like the creator of every ride that we've ever had. It's, a little
Wait till
frustrating.
the line inspector left town before I showed up.
That was the last year that was.
It's been recorded now.
Yeah.
I got some great video with it.
I just Joe, question, Joe, the information that you just described.
Yes.
Been disseminated through the email
Yes,
to all the merchants
yes,
in reference to the band, playing.
with a list of all the things that we've had in the past and may have in the future,
So you have not gotten any real responses yet or questions yet.
which is not an uncommon thing when I reach out to all the merchants.
Okay, so it is out there, everybody's aware of it. Nobody can say, okay, I didn't know about it. Correct?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
and the other thing is, how late are the musicians in the band going to play?
So there will be musicians all during the day, but the music ends at 10 o'clock with the fireworks.
Okay,
So that, you
Okay.
know,
okay.
yeah, everything ends at 10 in the morning to 10 at night. But, you know, there's folk music and
Yeah.
other things during the day. But
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
So let me ask if we have a motion.
mhm.
I mean,
Verified.
grant a one-day entertainment license as well.
I'll second.
I agree.
Okay, if we have any discussion now, it's really the perfect time to have it.
Okay.
I do have a couple of things. I'd
Sure.
like to just ask. So on this, Mark, do you have kind of everything that you think that you might need? Like one of the things that we realized a few years ago was that giving permits to, to limit them too much up front. We don't want to come back, right?
Yeah,
And we don't want to, of course, I'm sure if something comes up for you down the line that doesn't fall under any of these sort of umbrellas.
yeah.
You would let us know, and we could amend the.
Yeah,
license,
absolutely. I wasn't too sure, obviously we never had to get like this, other than music and the big things that have happened. But adding a dunking booth was never, an issue or that kind of thing, but I can, I don't know if you would, if that's what we end up doing, and we could amend it and put it in. I mean, I'm not sure if that's something we need to do, in terms of,
Yeah, I'm not sure if that qualifies as anything. Frank, it's entertaining depending on who's sitting in the chair.
yeah. And, like where it says stages, do we have a, wooden stage that we might set up? That could be possible, so I could, say, yes, I'd like that, but I don't think we're gonna do it, but it could happen.
Right.
But I don't mean a big stage, but.
You see my concern is because things are different than they were 10 years ago and that kind of thing. But
Yeah, no,
they
I
say,
get
to give a blanket.
yeah, no, I get it. I think we'll always come back to whatever we're doing.
Right.
And
I
then
think
we'll
well.
know, yeah, maybe it's just that it keeps moving, and for us to keep doing that, it's just sometimes it's just going.
Well, as an example, as an example, somebody comes along and says, oh, we can get a Ferris wheel. I mean, I'm being ridiculous, and all of a sudden, oh, great, we're gonna get a Ferris wheel. Well, you wanna come back to us, you have the permission to get a Ferris wheel, I think, caution should be thrown to the wind as far as, well, if you have any questions, you should always probably come back to the board as far as that.
And I think we've absolutely, the two things that could be up, would be the rock wall that we could transfer, that's a money thing, and if we could get it. And then the dunking booth, 60 hole we had, we didn't, I'm gonna have it on here. I mean, because we probably will have that.
There's always a line at the Dunkin'.
Why, yeah.
Yeah, I volunteer.
She volunteered.
Hopefully it'll be a
But I
warm.
don't see, like, a Ferris wheel coming down there, but I understand.
Good, that's the right?
Or if somebody offers it for free,
Right.
that's it.
Yeah.
No, I will absolutely come for anything like that. As we have been set in stone, I mean, it'll just be I could send over to Marie, whatever the revised, thing is of what we have.
I think that would be good. Yeah, like a running document to know what, and anything that is being proposed.
Yeah.
Being things will be accepted and will be under the umbrella insurance policy.
And I think that, where we're doing everything is Depot Street, and Center Street. And, like when we spoke to Jared as well, they may come up with, some funky ideas, for them to do on their own property and, or be part of things, and into their parking lot. It creates more for the festival, which is great, so, and that will be happening as well. On their own property.
And fireworks, we would assume that they would come to us with whatever they choose to do on their property would be a separate.
Would it be there? Is that okay with you? I mean, I don't.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought, okay.
I think this is, I think we need to keep the conversation open. I know Steve, you wanted to say something.
The fireworks, I've been telling them, they have a 3-inch, the big one. kind of not allowed because of the layout of the land, and on the land and somebody's property. So they zoned it down, no big tree and, be a lot less noise. And not, they're the same, but the tree and. They're not allowed.
So, Chief Cordieri and Katie both have signed off on the plan.
Yeah, we talked about it, I did, just, once we get rolling, we'll do everything rolling.
Would you like to anything, just knowing the motion or approval of the,
I'm happy with that.
okay. All in favor? Aye. Aye, none.
We're looking for, substitutes.
And is there an update on the catapult?
Yes, well, so the update on that is, Joe's son picked up the pieces from Joel, and it is salvageable. And, yeah, so we have to paint it, we have to put it, we have to fix it, but it's making a comeback.
You'll probably need a welder.
Yeah, and, yeah, so, what was wrong? Yeah, yeah. So, thank you. Well,
Thank you.
Thank you, Marky. Mr. Wilton.
Move right along here. So, I'm here for just like quick report, where the couple things on the public works agenda I want to share with the board. I want to touch on two topics. Where we are with Complete Street. And I say this with half the committee here. So thanks for coming. The committee knows all about where we are and where we're going. And Father, thank you for being here. It's also, but
It's exciting news.
so this we're gonna hit on a brief. This is actually on the website. So the folks that don't know, folks on the Zoom, the town is in the midst of a Complete Street project that is actually grant funding. So I'm gonna pass this over to the four members. So just quick bullet points on this. So Complete Street's the program that allows us for funding. So it's a three-tier system. So tier one means the town has adopted the Complete Streets granting system, which is state funded, not federal. We abide by the MassDOT DOT regulations. So tier one happened many years ago, and it was reactivated. Tier two, through Ryan doing. So we got the committee formed, and what it is, the committee would pick and choose and battle and debate over 15 projects. These are mostly street-related projects. That was always my intention, street guys. We also had individuals who were concerned with bus stops, open space, recreation. So we had a good pool of people who would sit back and embark and battle over 15 projects. Sounds simple. About 9 or 10 projects in, kind of run out of ideas. We got to go to 15. So once we go to 15 good projects, we sent them off to MassDOT. And again, that's tier two. So the thing is, we didn't want to come back to the folks or their opinion, the residents, until we knew that all 15 or whatever, how many that were accepted by the MassDOT program. So we are excited to say that all 15 projects were actually accepted. So MassDOT thought that every one of these projects we put together was great candidates and they all qualified for the funding. So the funding is very simple, up to $500,000. We have projects in here that are $400,000. We have projects that are over $30,000. Me personally, I want to tackle as many projects as we can, so we get $500,000 for it. Once awarded the money, you off the grid for 3 years. So you can't really go back for it. So tier two is complete, tier two is been accepted. We're going to begin tier three. Now, tier three would be basically, public input. You want to have public input? I don't know, survey, I prefer, movies like this. It is on the website right now, it's a 50-page document. And what I share with the board, just a quick little synopsis, there's 15 projects that we put down, and they were accepted by MassDOT, and there's descriptions of them, how they work. So I gave you just an example, for instance, Swamp Road, Main Street pedestrian improvement. This actually is an attack on the curb. This is what we thought of, how to make that curb more safer, less vehicular smashes on there. So every project that you'll see in the document has an attached description with words, and also has an attached concept. And you'll see that in the description of that one project. And it shows what our ideas were to make that area more safe for pedestrians and keep people's attention off the sharp curve. So it's kind of cool how it works. So that's what all the residents will start to see. If they look in there, and we'll share that with future meetings. And like I say, that we have town meeting coming, elections coming, so I want to make sure that DPW future and the big streets program is talked about. Tier three coming, we're here, so let's talk about it in the summer, so we can get an application in the fall. And we can see where we're at, probably next spring, we can start utilizing some of these in state funding.
Question. Did you say it's on the web, is it on the town website now?
I don't know. He was gonna give me something to put on.
Right,
and
so-
send it to me, yeah.
Let's get it there, yeah,
And let as many people know.
It will, yeah, but I do the notification once I get it.
It's just a question, no.
Yeah.
so this actually, I'm actually in the loop, many members are, so this actually happened Monday.
Just now.
That just happened, so it's fresh news, it's a good news story. Our next, avenue, if you will, our next step would be put on a website and get people talking about it, we'll have a meeting, we'll get them all together. Then, public survey tonight, we'll do that. So the idea is to show the residents what our intentions are, and let them pick.
I mean, I think our,
Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
a couple things. So one is the planning commission, our planning commission liaison has been wonderful in taking us through these years and has developed a online survey link that we're proposing to use. So, that's one way of ranking. And then the other piece I wanted to point out that when you go to the website and look at this, the order that these are in, this is a rank order from the committee. So each member of the committee for each of these projects. And this is the ranking that came out. I'm a big fan of number 4.
It is our hope that the residents will see it in similar rankings, put each of these numbers in priority at a higher rank. So, again, it's a democracy, let us see our ideas, our ranking system, equal to what the
Yeah, I
residents.
mean, the only caveat is that you have some that are ranked really high that are high dollar value.
Right.
And as soon as we hit high dollar values, then there's fewer projects to be able to.
Yeah. So I personally like to get more bang for the buck, maybe 4 or 5. But it's like, we'll talk about that. Meeting.
Do we, just finish this presentation and then.
So, yeah, that's basically where we are. So it's exciting news. This is a very aggressive grant program. We're in it. I'm sure you already. So that's what the thought of these numbers and where we got. We meet deadlines. We got one in the big. And yes, Nick Russo was Berkshire Regional Planning, but I'm going to get the spare. I'm going to the right. So we got this done in timely fashion. So it should go on to Berkshire Regional Planning Office. If you get paid, it was a grant that got us there in the first place. No cost in the town yet, there's a lot of volunteers on it. Yeah, let's ask questions.
So could you just spell out that timeline again? So they just say, this is week,
Yeah,
that
so
they approved all the schemes.
This week, MassDOT got that, we have 15 projects, gave us a thumbs up saying we feel that some of these projects
will be great candidates for running university. So that they don't think there's any nonsense in there. The criteria for these projects, we all knew going into it, the safety related, traffic calming, people involvement, town oriented, and stuff like that. You know, we couldn't, for instance, we couldn't say, this grant is great for burying the electrical power lines on the main street. That was not a project. We want to do it, but we didn't consider that whatsoever. We stuck with problematic areas, traffic calming, crosswalks, sidewalks, pedestrians, bus stops, you know, those four, like that, but yeah, we get them all, and they're all within the criteria of getting funded with the, you know, the grant writers as we design.
The timeframe though, the next step is to put together a survey and then have the job for others as first.
Yep, public discourse, and we can file by, the fall of, October. So once we get things involved, we've got a lot of enthusiasm about it, and sending that project to that,
So if we have any other public meetings, I'm thinking of, for example, the master plan. Even though it's not complete, but that might be something because we want public input on both of those things might be something we could put together.
yep, absolutely.
But the decision about what needs to, the priorities of what is going to be done, so needs to be done and filed by October first, so this is back things up from there.
Yeah, it was October first, in the middle of fall, Nick would know better idea on that. Well, the committee members know that, there's gonna be an application deadline in the fall. And, so the reason I bring it up is, I want to be coming back to the podium, asking for, you know, this public input, or whatever you want to call it, so we can be working on it. In summer, in the early fall. I don't want to miss another deadline.
Up till now, Nick Russo has been scheduling the meeting for the committee. Is that gonna continue? Who's calling the meeting? And how do we know when we're gonna be meeting more? I guess.
Yeah, we'll actually reach out to them, they'll tell us, okay, where we are, you might just say, try to focus on your own.
I have a bad feeling that's true.
It's too close.
Yeah.
Yeah, too close. But he'll be there as much as he can. He'll be there.
I have some experience in organization and then, big meetings. So if it helps, I did a volunteer my time for it, so we were not paying them external consultant. But it gives me, having a schedule and getting a workshop. And how we can do that effectively to get the entire town to focus on this and have input. I'm willing to do that, coordinator for me. So we can get across the finish line, maybe it's setting up, like, evening of, to talk about and people who are, going to come to understand what each of the projects are, and then, one last, like, event to vote on it. We can do that, we can get, what's the group that came that did like the trails and what was their priorities? And everyone put their various.
So that was actually open space recreation, and that's the plan, yeah.
But it helps for me to volunteer my time. So we don't see the budget, or whatever that we do, I'm happy to do that.
I appreciate that, thank you. We'll talk, sure, one quick question. By example, out of these 15, are any of these paint issues or painting, sidewalks or so forth? Yeah, there are, we did that last one, on the show this 30. So you had mentioned we can only go to them every 2 years. This might sound a little ridiculous, but you're painting the streets, it's not gonna wear, and it's not gonna hold up for 2 years. So if there's enough funds there, then we don't have to go back and say, oh, you paint the first again, takes the world. So what'll happen, I'll use this, curve. That's the first one, called 12 road down street, so that'll come in, they'll use the design that we created on the document, we draw
Once that's in place, they'll fund the initial new idea. You see that there's a thing. So any other maintenance, for them, will rely on the public works. So they'll do it first, then we go and take the line. Okay. That's part of the maintenance. Well, anything else?
I think we're ready to move on to
Yeah.
the road.
Yeah, secondly, is, this has been a pet peeve of mine for years, and started aggressively working at it a couple years back, 3 years ago. And this is actually, when that fight come in and split the town in half, they kind of, left, town roads that I don't consider, full of waste, and most of the roads are actually dead in nature, because they came in and split the road and never properly abandoned them, so. There's a list I compiled, and actually Roger, I started working on it years ago, and this all comes from, we don't really want another merit waste situation. And that way, it isn't, and it was quite a while to do this process to try to figure this out. So I watched this, and I've seen some of these roads, we maintained it, so basically, in 2018, that was the most recent, and the only road I remember that was probably abandoned and given, taken off the street list and given back to the butters. Orchard Street was actually a town road, as well, in 2017. And there was a fear or I don't know what you want to call it, but we thought that maybe that land out that maybe developed because Orchard Street, even though the streets go in the middle of it, there's no anything for the town, it's still on the book in the town road. That being said, that would actually qualify as road frontage. And we could have been in a situation where somebody could have come in as a developer and says, we're going to develop this side hill. We would say, well, you can't just run into the frontage, and we say, well, Orchard Street's on that. So, if I was to be at the time 18, there was a legal discontinuation, abandonment, so we took Orchard Street off the town road. You know, there was other book way before any of us were probably born.
No, it even pre-existed before,
So
the jail used to be up
this is what I'd like to see, when I was trying to work out this summer, something I want to try to do. So we do have numerous roads, I think we're starting, and I'll name them all. Bryan Road, Grand Shaft, Oak Street, Moscow Road, South Street, Beach Road, and Eagle Road. Those are the seven. With the seven, I have concerns with the highway superintendent, road maintenance guy. There's a process, so what I'm seeking is, maybe support the board of selectmen to further, review. I would like to, with approval, reach out for some, council assistance. So Mark was actually the last guy who did the work and the research on it for the council. So the release term now that to reach out and ask town council what we need to do. There's a process for this. There's a legal process. There's a due research. How you probably go about building. It's my idea, but it's not my fault. This is also about the people of West Orange, the inhabitants of the street. They may not want it private. They may want to keep it down. But I'm here to fight for a cost-effective savings, so we want to maintain it for grading these roads. Some of these are about driveway. So Bryan Road is about 400 feet long, and we're garbage out. It's garbage, it's going by that when we go out. We're out there plowing and maintaining, but it's just the same thing. Keeping it open. And maybe in fact, it should be just relinquished back to the property owner to take it off the book, and we don't have to break our equipment and whatnot. So I do have a list of them, but there's a process. No one should be panicking about taking our road back and want to keep the town road. There will be debate of guarantee that no one of the people who live on the wall, they just right on the gate saying, we the people that want to make it private, want to keep it public. And so be it. If that's what they want, that's their wishes. They document it, when I go to the meeting, in 15 years from now, and no one else is around, and we have an issue where one of the problems is private, and that's what we have. So, again, homework for me this summer would be to get into these roads and see if we could actually, at least put them on record that we are going to these people, or give them back. I think it starts with maybe the board commission to, again, we're not budgeting for any of this work, but maybe see council's advice on how to go about getting into the next step, I guess. And this is my desire, and as part of my, public works, project task, and I'm going to get up to do that.
I don't have any, that,
Not at all.
The one thing that I want to mention is the Africa, it was moved along a little bit more though than the other roads at the project, it makes sense to me. Marie, I think that was still sitting on Katie Klein's desk. Yeah, I think yeah, I think it just means that we need to go back and take some.
Yeah, so there is a quick, so years ago, when we took a water system from a private family, and we drilled through wells in a well area down behind the gas station. So we do have a right of way easement to get down there for our property. But you think it's so fresh to all of us, that it was done professionally and everything, but we sent that to the attorneys, and there was one stage where it wasn't signed properly, one when I got it, so. Again, I'm assuming that it was done properly, and it almost is, but let's make sure that the water supply. So let's make sure we're 100% owning. And 15 years from now, if someone goes to take it, and the house changes family names or something like that, no one's saying, hey, look at that. You could go out to your water source. So never assume that things are done properly. So here's the good property today. That's all I'm looking for, just, these folks involved and let us know. We can just better find out. We're not spending any money at this moment. I just don't know what to do now. So I can come back and maybe a list or something. What we need to do, what kind of costs are involved, we'll share it. We'll update y'all, we'll go with it. But that was a couple things I wanted to update John and kind of be short with it. One thing,
Thank you, Chris.
Andy?
Yeah, I just wanted, I'll try to make it quick. There's I filed a trip report for a meeting that I attended for municipal officials, sponsored by the Massachusetts Municipal Association. We held in Holyoke, had a couple of, a Senator John Comerford and Representative Matty Place from the, from, I call it medical math. Sorry, I'm not fighting around. I'm pretty hardcore on the Western Mass. And then also, the Lieutenant Governor Kim Driscoll, was the highlight. I've attached the trip report and thanked the town for paying for my registration and mileage. So it is in the record in the packet. But basically, a lot of it came around some basic sort of formula inequities between Eastern and Western Mass. Particularly something that is certainly relevant to our town, a pilot, a payment in lieu of taxes, payments from the state for state-owned land that is not on the tax roll. There is a formula that is based on equivalent, the value, home value, whatnot. And there's some other pieces in that formula. It gets flat funded every year. And the formula heavily favors Eastern Mass appropriate. Based on, to the point where there's towns in Eastern Mass that get, $1,000 or more dollars per acre per year. And, I don't know, I haven't looked at what you get, but I can tell you that, Savoy gets about 129 per acre for the Savoy State Forest. And the guy that really had an argument, this is interesting, the guy that really had an argument was the select board member from Amherst. They have UMass. And that is off the tax roll. The entire campus is off the tax roll. And they're providing, police support, they're providing all kinds of support for students and faculty related to the campus. And they get, they're like maybe $200, something along those lines. So,
Add that to Amherst College and Hunter College.
right, yeah.
You don't pay taxes.
Yeah, so I mean, well, but at least UMass is required, the state's required to have pilot. The other two, that's negotiable, because private not-for-profits are not required. Doctors run into this all the time.
They do.
But that was one of the, and there's some other, items that I point out. The auditor was also there, the new auditor, and she was a real powerhouse. She had, and I think it would be great if we could invite her out. I think she expressly said she wants to visit town, so it'd be nice to have her out for a meeting. And then there was a second meeting, which I did not file a report on. The reason I missed our last meeting was up at the Berkshire Innovation Center. Also had, Senator, Mark was there, a number of, it was more around, looking at green, and electrification potential, and money, that is been earmarked in the, Inflation Reduction Act. There's about a 10-year pipeline of money coming through. And this sort of comes back to my conversation with Steve about the water infrastructure, because I chatted with the regional director of rural development from the USDA, another person I would like to invite out here to go take a look at our water plant, because they have the Inflation Reduction Act has money being managed through USDA rural development for water infrastructure repair, maintenance, creation. The program, and it's rolling. There's no deadline attached. This is a good one. No deadlines attached to those. And it's a combination of grant and long-term notes, low interest, long-term notes. So like a 30-year note with a upfront grant. And I think the guy struck me as he's ready to start this stuff. So I would like to, invite and see if we can invite somebody from, because they're just over USDA, North England, so it's not that far.
Do they know about Lusitania?
I don't know if,
We have a lot of West Cyprus residents.
oh, yeah, we have about 20 or 30. That's interesting. I also did happen to talk to Prudensky, the town manager there, about they got $250,000 from the state, and they haven't decided how they're going to support the water people. And then also the other open question there was whether they would be allowed to spend money on people in other towns. Whether it was locked down to take them open or not. He obviously is supportive. And he said he had also talked to the Tri-Town Health folks in Stockbridge. So hopefully we can, some of the ideas he was throwing out was like, grants to households to install full house, filtration. You know, things like that, or just buy water, you know, or put a water, it's one of the Carboy filling stations. You know, where could they put it? So, yeah, that's an interesting one too, but I was excited when this USDA program has, obviously, no guarantees, but it's just like, because I know that the water plant needs good work.
And is there anything that you could point us to read about that? Was there any, point on that? Was there anything that- Anything else?
No,
That was it, okay. So do we have anything?
Take 2 seconds, I want to you all. I'm Sharon Riddell and I live on East Suffolk Road. And with the police chief here, I'm so glad you're here. Everybody knows how the speeding down the road really bad, 41. But now it's coming down Cobb Road, it's coming down East Suffolk Road at my corner. They don't even stop. They go straight through onto the dirt road, which, we all know is the Sportsman's Club Road. Somebody is going to get killed. I don't know what the solution is, but I just want it on the record that the speeding has gotten completely out of hand. And when I go out Cobb Road, it scares the heck out of me, because when they built the bridge, they built the end of the bridge, it kind of goes out. So you gotta creep out into the road to see if you can go out onto 41. I have had people just come flying down there. I've seen, oh God. I have personally, and I've heard that other people, this has happened, to come out of Sportsman's Club Road and taken a left to come into town and had somebody passing somebody coming south.
And it's all
had
no fence.
almost head-on collisions. And it's gotten really bad. Can't we get one of those signs like we have coming in on Swamp Road that says, stop, you're going too fast, you're going 80 in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. You know, you laugh, but it's funny. It's so scary.
I know the same way when it's road.
It's so scary that, I'm so afraid someone's kid is gonna have, there's gonna be mark my words. Put it on the list. The chairman said there's gonna be a horrible, horrible accident. Because I've almost gotten swiped a few times coming out of my driveway. And, it's just, could the town find it, possible to acquire one of those digital speed trap signs? Or could it at least find the money for the next month or so to have a full-time policeman on that area? Cobb Road, around the corner, just, sitting in certain spots, periodic, throughout the month. Because if they know, these are people that live here, a lot of them, they're not tourists. If they know that they might get stopped, or they do get stopped enough times, maybe they'll slow down when they're coming through, because it's scary. And I just don't want to see somebody get killed or have a serious accident. That's all. Sorry, good night.
Actually, this happens often,
This isn't citizen speak on legislation, Mike, but if you want to come and say something, we really would like to try to maintain the formula that we worked out.
Right, but I didn't bring it up to citizen speak because I wanted us to get to the zucchini thing. I thought that was fun.
Well, yeah,
Me
so
speaking.
citizen speak at the beginning of the meeting.
so it happened in Williamsville, double line, because that's all the time.
Yep.
All the time, it was not built. And also the corner, before I-09 and that strip next to the Banner Farm, that corner out of town. It is a corner and people are passing there too. It is really scary for the drivers too, and I can imagine people who get it. So, so I just wanted to have one minute.
So let's move this on to going forward, speak.
Yeah, Broadband Institute, it hasn't been kicked to the curb. This person, Wiley Goodman and Pittsfield, who's heading up the, initiative, has been away for 2 weeks on college and on personal business. And as soon as I get more information, or we get more information, I'll try to let everybody know, for the board, to know, what the timeline is as far as this is concerned. So they, the Institute is well aware of what is going on, because there's enough barking dogs on that committee from all the pertinent towns, that if it gets to the people, they'll have a problem with a lot of unhappy share people. Maria and I serve on that committee, so hopefully we'll have an update soon. Yeah, I was gonna just, that was also a topic in Holyoke. In fact, Washington and Mount Washington were fairly vocal about it. Mount Washington, mostly because they actually have and they feel that they've been left behind, that they're not able to upgrade because of the demise of Massachusetts broadband in a functional way. So that was interesting. Of course, the folks over in Washington also they're big pilot people, because they have October Valley, and they get paid a penny for October Valley. The other thing I wanted to note, I believe, Marie, when's our next meeting?
Next week, I'm gonna say.
A week from Wednesday. Oh, okay.
No, 2 weeks from now. No, next week. You're talking about school, the school.
No, I'm talking about,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about.
No, I know, I mean, I am.
No, the next meeting is the 10th.
The 10th of May. Okay, so it's a reorganization meeting.
Yeah.
After the election.
Yeah.
What I was gonna propose in
The 10th, I need it to the 10th. Oh, because I can't do that on. Oh, okay.
so what I was gonna, I mean, just to dovetail with the discussion of citizen speak and where it goes, reorganization meeting for elected bodies in Massachusetts are a time to address how the agenda goes, how the board works together. And I am very much interested in opening up citizen speak time to actually having time, after or within each topic on the agenda, because I think that the people deserve to be able to directly address what is on the agenda and do it at a relevant time. I think that would help the process better, it would make people feel better about their input, and make it more relevant. So, I'm just throwing that out on the table for a discussion at the reorganization meeting on the 10th after that. Marie reminded me, yeah, please, it's okay. The A-Town, School Consolidation Board, which Marie and I both serve on, with Sarah Burlock, who represents us on the Berkshire Hills Regional School District. Getting much closer, having substantive conversations around funding mechanisms. At our next meeting, I will bring some slides and I'm going to sort of, pull that together to be sort of, in some ways, it needs a dynamic presentation. It's hard to look at the numbers, but they've done a lot of work, and Marie serves on the finance subcommittee. They've done a lot of work on equity between, because if we just simply consolidate with some basic assessment formulas that we have now, and I'll be frank, Berkshire Hills Regional School District town, the assessment is go way down, and theirs would go way up, and that's just not, if you're trying to manage the consolidation, that's not an option. So they've come up with some very interesting mechanisms to calm that out. And basically, there's a 3% cap for no town for the first 10 years, no town can go, no town can go over 3% up. So that means that apportions anything above that 3% line, then would be assessed across the other towns that weren't at that 3%. So, I mean, there's some interesting stuff there. It always has sort of come down, you know, people say, oh, we're gonna save money on this. I don't know if it's necessarily, you know, that we're gonna save a lot of money, but I think what we can do is rationalize education in particular. I'm excited about the potential around CDCD, or you know, what used to be known as vocational training. And I think that there's some stuff that is percolating in the educational quality subcommittee that it has a lot of potential. So stay tuned, it's coming. You know, I have a little article in the local real if you want to read more on that. That's it.
All right. I have a couple of things. One, Andy brought up the kind of water work. We last, I wrote on behalf of this board in November of last year and didn't hear anything back from anyone, now we're having a governor. But I just wanted to open up to you and feel if there's anything that we could do at this point in support of that situation. I think you've spoken with
I talked to Mark.
town administrator recently, so you have some
Yeah,
more recently.
and he promised me, I asked him if they had a census of, who's the Mercer, I call it Mercer Water. But, this is not water work, a census of West Stockbridge. And he said he thought he could probably come up with that.
I
Because
think
we don't, I haven't seen a census. We sort of, we were ballparking around like 30 there. I think there's like 14 in Stockbridge. It only goes as far as Furnace Road. And then it comes up High Street, pretty much all the way up to the very top of High Street. And interestingly, Mercer owns a parcel that's in West Stockbridge, that's at the top of High Street, a little parcel between a couple houses. And the plan for that is we want to put a gravity-based pumping station there to improve water pressure down in the building. Okay, maybe we could do something about the water pressure.
Yeah, how about improved water quality?
But he has that little plot. I noticed it the other day when I was looking at the property around the building. And I remember talking to him once when, because I have a hydrant right across the road. And he comes and flushes it himself. So I go down and talk to him right there every time he comes and flushes it.
So do you think that it would be good to ask, maybe, to have this going?
I think one. Oh,
No, do you wanna?
the GB, or, yeah, say GB and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it works
Yeah.
well out of that conversation. And maybe even the tri-town.
Because it really does seem like it, I mean, if you follow the news, there's, however much of the news you get. And that, but it feels like it's stalled, frequently stalled, and it makes there's a lot of false starts.
Yeah,
We took over the water company by eminent domain. I don't know why it couldn't be done.
they don't want to pay to upgrade it. They're mostly CB's concerned one of their concerns is it'd be hugely expensive, it's gonna be a huge hit to repair what's going on at Goosey. And they have a separate water district, I think it's the fire, yeah, the fire district, and they run the water in UV, and they don't wanna take the hit. I think that's-
Which is how it got this way.
So the other thing, a couple of other things for me. One is, a somewhat similar note. A long time, last winter, I think maybe it was in December, Marie and I had talked about it at the time, with the chair and the administrator in Stockbridge to talk about things that we might be able to do together. And one of the things that we talked about was their services and the future of regionalization of services, and it was sort of a theoretical talk, but we had hoped to talk more. That, again, that's sort of stalled, but in the meanwhile, Stockbridge and Lee have come out with a potential plan to share fire services and emergency services. It's really in its infancy stages. I took advantage of reaching out again to, Patrick White and to Bob Jones, who's on the lead select board, who is the liaison from the board to the committee in Stockbridge and Lee, who are kind of putting this thing together. Both said if West Stockbridge has any interest in discussing this would be a perfect time. It's in its absolute infancy. This is the wave of the future regionalization of these types of services. It's really the model that communities and counties are looking for. I spoke in the meeting that I had with Minnie Kelly a couple of weeks ago about that. He was absolutely concurred that it was something that will be a great thing to pursue. Obviously, no commitment at this point in time, but they're waiting to, if they have a sort of tacit agreement, they're waiting to hear about what our interest might be.
Got some fire chiefs at our regional meeting. Regionalization is not gonna work. Fire district might, but you're gonna have to have some board of commissioners. And one commissioner to rule the whole district.
I think they're looking, this is in
Yeah.
infancy. They're looking at how it could work, what could work, and
Well, the district is probably the way it's gonna work.
so anyway, I wanted to put that out. Both of you, see if you'd like to get a letter of interest to both of those
Always worth exploring.
boards to see if they'd like to meet with us. And then the last thing is, in our meeting with committee, I had talked to him about, he likes to come out and like meet people. So I asked if, if he'd be interested in coming to a meeting to meet our board or to meet some of the townspeople. We didn't get down to how that would be, what that would look like yet, would it be him coming to a select board meeting or something, it would be a little more basis, I don't know how open it is, having the community, too many times, something like definitely be the select board in the public meeting. So, we asked Marie to put some dates out to the select board members to say what you guys are. We have a couple of dates to offer them.
Great idea.
Yeah, he's so accessible and really loves advocating for the smallest of the small towns.
I was wondering, when you met with, maybe we had some discussion, earlier meeting around the possibility of discussing, police, sheriff with
Yeah.
Richmond, and I was one, I think, committee to be one to sort of put a little.
Yeah, we didn't go, we had, an hour and 15 minutes with him, and we had 3 years and 3 years kind of to talk about in that time. So we didn't really narrow in on what specifically types of service could be there, but it would be, it's definitely, he was one of mine, that those things to be for, absolutely. So, put something on the calendar and.
I think they had another thing to say, we and Stockbridge,
Mhm.
who are going to be the first town that we go through,
Yeah,
But then, we,
I know.
Here's was, we have two budgets, they want, one, basically the proposal is to eliminate stop expired and all gonna be leased. Right. There was no stop expired left, they were getting rid of everybody who wanted to apply, you guys would leave and respond someplace. That was the original proposal.
Misinformation, that's what.
Yeah, well, they brought that up to chief meeting, and finally somebody said, you're sitting there awful quiet, we said this for 3 years, and that's when I started, I said, oh. That we were well ahead of them.
We were. And on that note, take a motion to adjourn.
so moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yeah.